Yo, 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 yo. What's good, my people? It's your boy Jason Gooner. We are back in the studio, people, and we are here for some more UEFA Champions League live watch along action today. As you see in the thumbnail, you see in the title PSG versus Aston Villa from the Parc de France in Paris, France. The first leg of the UEFA Champions League. It is the quarterfinal, people. Yes, yesterday we had two games take place. The first two of the four quarterfinals. Of course, in Germany, Bayern Munich fell to Inter Milan 2-1. A late goal there in Italy from Fratesi to give the Italians the lead going back to San Siro in Italy for the second leg. And of course, in London at the Emirates Stadium, Arsenal defeating Real Madrid 3-0. Two goals from Declan Rice and Peas and a goal from Mikel Marino to make it 3-0 to the Arsenal, heading back to the Bernabeu for the second leg in Spain. Today, we have two more quarterfinals taking place. There's one over in Germany, where that one will be in Spain. Barcelona hosting Borussia Dortmund, last season's beaten finalists in the competition. They will be traveling to Spain to take on Barcelona, and in the game that will feature today, PSG will host Aston Villa, as I said before, people. So as we get started, people, you know the rules. We are on YouTube. So you have to smash that like button for me. Please do smash the like button. Share the content as well. That is very important for you to share the content. It definitely helps the visibility of the video. So those are the two things that I really needed to do. And of course, if you are brand new to the program, to the channel, please do smash that like button. All right, people. Yes, those are the three things that we need you guys to do to just help out with the channel and the visibility on the actual content. All right, people. So I am doing my part as we speak. I'm going to get the lineups on the screen for you right away, of the game that we'll be featuring, and of course the other game as well, because we'll be tuned in to see what's going on in both fixtures. But let's take a look at the lineups for the PSG Aston Villa game that we'll be doing today. So here they go. So the home team first, people. Remember, please do smash that like button. So the home team first, people. Let's get it like this. All right. So we have in goal Donnarumma for PSG on the back line. Beraldo has to get the start. Marquinhos is out suspended. Picked up a yellow card in the second leg versus Liverpool. Then we have Pacho, the Ecuadorian, very good player. Definitely stepping up his level this season. If you remember, we faced him in the Copa America. Very, very solid. Nuno Mendes, the left back, I think has raised his profile as well this season. More consistent, more dominant on that left side. I think you have to look at the performances that he had against Salah in the last two fixtures. Definitely, I thought he was mainly an attacking player at that position, but has improved in the defensive aspect. Hakimi wearing the armband today in the absence of Marquinhos. Solid player. Another one that I think, as time has passed, has gotten better defensively. Always was good attacking. Then the midfield, I think this is something that most fans that maybe don't watch PSG a lot might not realize, but I think this three right here is one of the best mixtures of everything you need out of your midfield. When you look at Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz, and João Neves, I think they're all very interchangeable, so they can end up in either function of what you want in a midfield at any point. And then the front line, very, very dangerous. Today they have gone for Due on one of the wings. A younger player, maybe not that familiar to a lot of fans out there of world football, but been watching this player from the Olympics. Pretty much that's when I really learned about him fully, and been following him. Made the big move to PSG this season, and he's kind of forced his way into the thinking of the coach. So it's good to see him get the opportunity in this first leg, over the likes of Barcola. And then Kvaratskhelia, big money signing this year, came over from, of course, Napoli. and yeah, has been worth everything so far to PSG, especially in the Champions League. Been doing his thing for this team, and Ousmane Dembele, I think finally this season giving the fans of football a season that most of us would have thought was in his locker based on his talent. But he's been able to put it together. I think he's gotten a good manager in Enrique to really drive and instill that in him. And yeah, you can see that he's applying himself a lot better these days. So look for him to be a big threat in these two legs. Then we go to Aston Villa side now. Emi Martinez in goal, centre back pairing, probably what Unai Emery sees as his strongest one. Ezri Konsa and Paul Torres. Left back Luca Dean, who was rested in the Premier League on the weekend. Same goes for Matty Cash. So definitely had one eye on the first leg here on the weekend. Still were able to get the result over Nottingham Forest in the Premier League. Then we go into midfield. Yuri Tillemans, for me, has been the best player all season for them. Him and Emi Martinez, to be honest. And yeah, if they're going to win this first leg or get a positive result, bless me, I think Yuri Tillemans is going to play a big role in that. Boubacar Kamara finally back to full fitness. I think we'll see a good display from him. Not my father's favorite player, but I think he's very, very serviceable and actually vital if Aston Villa is going to play to their best level. I think it unlocks Tielemans when he plays with him in the midfield. So let's see if that plays out that way. Morgan Rogers, John McGinn, Jacob Ramsey. This is a three that can operate very narrow in that midfield area. So they will try not to get overloaded by the likes of PSG in their build-up. I think that's probably why we don't see the likes of Asensio. I think Bailey is still injured. Yeah, Bailey not even on the bench. So, I think that's why we don't see the likes of Asensio in the starting lineup. I think he wants to make sure that out of possession he can, keep those numbers in his favor in that midfield area. So the likes of Rogers, Ramsey tucking in will really help with that. McGinn, we know, can play on one of those side roles as well and just kind of really be an extra midfielder. But it's going to be interesting to see where Rogers and McGinn play. If McGinn is really central and Rogers is to the right, or if it's vice versa. We'll have to wait and see. Ramsey pretty much would probably definitely be on this left-hand side. And Ramsey's style is going to cut in and combine more so than going down the flank. So let's see how that plays out. So yeah, Marcus Rashford gets the start up front, been on fire of late in goal contributions, looking somewhat like his, what was his best when he was with Manchester United of late. So Aston Villa will need that to continue. On the bench, as you can see, no Leon Bailey again, listed as doubtful here on the graphic, but not well enough to feature on the bench. They do get the likes of Onana and Barkley back, and Ali Watkins and Asensio lay in waiting to try to change the game. On the PSG bench, some top names there. Bradley Barcola probably the main one that would have gotten the start, but I think of late he has maybe lost the plot just a bit, especially of late. Doué has looked really dangerous, so I can understand that. When he came on in the Champions League in the Liverpool games, he looked a little more effective than Barcola. So it might be just that form right now. Based on form, it's hard not to start Doué. They do have Kang In Lee as well for a change up. Not as pacey as some of the other options wide, but a technician, so they can have a different style if they need to. And they do have, a prototypical number 9 also. So they have good options off the bench if they need a change. Zaire Emery, more than likely you'll see him at some point in this game as well. So, decent options off both benches. And I think, PSG's team, barring one substitution, Doué in, is probably what I would have thought going into the game. Aston Villa's team was a little harder to pick. It could have been Asensio in there instead of McGinn, but I think he's gone for the more solid workman-like midfielder type players in that, second line of attack. And I think that's a smart way to go because PSG are going to try to, they dominate that midfield area. So you want to try to combat that in the least with numbers and players that can operate properly in that central area. And I think they have done so with the picks right here. These 5 players can make up a 5-man midfield. It can be more like a 4-5-1. And to be honest, Rashford, when they're out of possession, will drop deep as well. So it will be almost 6 midfielders at times. And I think that's a good strategy for Emery to take, Rob Smith said, up Gooner, I think more is going on with Bailey than injury. Butler is in France. Doubt he would be there with Leon not playing just to watch the game. So I think there's some kind of okay. Well, I will try to find out. Bless up, chorus, Wagwan. Villa lose today, says Red Skull. That PSG midfield I got dominate. Yeah, I think that's why Emery gone for like 6 midfielders basically in pick. Because even Rashford is a forward, but him can drop back. No disrespect to your father, but him blind. Kamara is one of the top CDM in the Prem. Yeah, I argue with him about it all the time, Rob Smith. That's a player where him just, I don't know. I don't know. I think what it was one time, we're having a discussion about him, and like right when we were talking about him, he did something stupid, like made an error, give up a goal. And from that, the man have him up star. Hey boy, D-Rice, yeah, wicked. Yeah, man. Declan Rice, man. Man make a lot of Arsenal haters upset. Man, them can't just be happy that them witness a wicked free kick. Got the second one mad, The first one, wicked too, but the second one, damn. All right, so that is the PSG Aston Villa. We're about 4 minutes from kickoff. So let me just, before the game start, and I put up the play-by-play for the Villa match. Let me scroll over to the Barcelona game just to show you guys who's starting in that one. So Barcelona hosting the first leg, as I said before. In goal for them, you'll see Chesney. Been a revelation since they picked him up, to be honest. Really, that's really when their season kind of, took a turn for the better, to be honest. They always were free-flowing and scoring goals, but I think Chesney has been able to stabilize the back line a bit better in terms of just his ability to make big saves. They're still giving up maybe more chances than, Flick would want, but, Chesney has definitely been, able to step up in the absence of Ter Stegen. Inigo Martinez has been really good for them this season as well, kind of going under the radar, but I think he's doing really good for them. Kubarsi, the youngster coming through, still has his mistakes in him and everything, but I think you can see that the future is very bright for him. Balde at left back, been solid as well, staying fit. That's the key for him. Kunde, some people feel like they can upgrade this position. A lot of Barca fans that I know, they said that Kunde, they could probably do better than him. I think they're a bit spoiled because for years it was Dani Alves there, and it's just hard to really replicate what he was bringing. But I think for what Barcelona need right now, I think Kunde is good because I think they need a little steel back there on the back line, and he is a good defender. I think most of the argument with him is, maybe technically he's not that prototypical Barcelona right back. But people have to understand football change. You have to have some defenders out there. Frankie De Jong, Pedri, Fermin Lopez gets the start today. So no Dani Olmo. He is out. So that's a big loss for them. For me, I think he's really good. But Fermin Lopez is no slouch. I think he's probably a player that most people wouldn't mention, but very, very solid. Gavi could have played in that role as well, but he's on the bench. And there's an Ansu Fati sighting. Haven't seen him in a while. But Rafinha, Yamal, and Lewandowski, they are obviously the three that you have to worry about when you're talking about threats to Dortmund. These three have been outstanding this season, all in different ways as well. Rafinha in the news lately for his temper, but I think you have to talk about his football and what he's been doing. Really remarkable, the kind of season that he's having in every competition, Champions League, La Liga. He's in the top of every stat. It's really ridiculous what kind of season he's having. And I don't think that will change today. I think they're going to have a really good showing. Borussia Dortmund starting lineup. Kobel in goal, Emre Can and Anton at centre-back, Ryerson right-back, Ben Sabiani at left-back. and Felix Mencha in midfield. Chukwumeka gets the start. Chelsea Loney in midfield as well. Jamie Gittins, another English man on the left-hand side. Adeyemi, the speedster on the right. Julian Brandt in the 10, and also Girassi, their summer signing, as the striker. And he has produced for them this season. So Barcelona need to definitely be wary of him and his threat. And I think with the pace of Adeyemi and Gittins, Dortmund do possess a lot of characteristics that will threaten this Barcelona team. I just worry that they will not be able to hold up to the avalanche that might forward from this Barcelona team. So I think Barcelona is going to have give up some chances and give up potentially some goals. But I think Dortmund is going to have this similar issue, and it's going to be worse. So I'm going to say in this game, free flowing, free scoring, 4-2. 4-2 Barcelona going to take this first leg. 6 goals I predict in this other game. Maybe it might be a bit more cagey than that, but that's what I am predicting for that game, people. As far as the PSG game that we're going to feature right now, my score prediction will go like this. PSG will be too much on the day in the atmosphere for Aston Villa. And they're going to win this game 3-1 today. 3-1 to PSG. Villa will at times look like they're in the game, but yeah, 3-1. 3-1 to PSG, my prediction. Drop your score predictions in the comment section. In the comment section, please do drop your score predictions. Let's get the play-by-play up and gunning, people. Let's get the play-by-play up and gunning. The match has kicked off. Almost there it is. The kickoff is on. So it looks like Aston Villa in their changed white kits. PSG in their home dark blue and red stripe down the middle. The iconic PSG kit. And we have kickoff, people. Let's get the play-by-play up so we can let you guys follow along. As usual, the play-by-play is a bit ahead of my stream, but that's okay. So, big up Sasuke Gooner Mass Sports. Says 3-1 PSG and 2-1 Barca. So he has the game in Spain a little bit low scoring. We'll go for the same score in the PSG game. Let us see what happens here. And remember, people, I know that the winner of the PSG Aston Villa tie will face the winner of the Arsenal Real Madrid tie. So I want to watch the Barcelona game as well. So let me get the people, please do smash up the like button if you're in the comment section. Share the content as well. Let people know we are live doing the watch along for the PSG versus Aston Villa. PSG starting out knocking the ball around, just taking their time, getting their feet into the game. Looks like Due has started on that right-hand side, looking to form good combinations with Hakimi. Same down this left side. I think the strategy looks to be both wing backs pushed high up the park, and the likes of Ruiz and Vitinha just sitting back a little closer to the back line to make sure that the coverage is still there centrally. But definitely a sign of the intent of Luis Enrique, where he wants his team to be territorially in this game. Good feet from Due. He finds Dembele in the half space, and Dembele went for it with the left foot. You know, Dembele, it doesn't matter which foot, left or right. One thing with him, he's technically sound with both sides, for sure. So a goal kick to Aston Villa now. Typical pass to Emi Martinez, back to Pau Torres. The ref has stopped play for something. He's having a word with Dembele. I think he started inside the D of the 18-yard box. I don't know why he's like not understanding where the D is, but determined to put under pressure here and does force Emi Martinez into a kick into touch. Luis Enrique on screen there. I think I was talking to a friend of mine, a coaching friend of mine, and I was saying that I thought Enrique is one of the more underrated coaches in the world. I think his Barca teams are kind of downplayed a bit what he was able to do when he was the coach at Barca. For Kvaratskhelia. Changes the play, Beraldo. So interestingly tonight, don't know if this will be a factor in the game in any way, but both centre backs from PSG are left-footed. Looks like Beraldo is the one that has been put on the right-hand side. Pacho in his more familiar role on the left side of the back four centre backs. Mendes trying to take on Cash. Cash does well, but the second ball falls to Kvaratskhelia. He comes inside, open. Neves didn't shoot. He goes wide. Here's Dembele. One to beat. Cuts inside. Good covering. Shot to the far post, and Emi Martinez is behind it. That was Vitinha with the shot to the far post. Interesting tactics here, what I'm seeing so far. Fabian Ruiz in possession is almost playing like left centre back. Pacho in the middle and Beraldo to the right. And that's really how that's the base of their, furthest three players back when they're in possession. So I think that tactic is mainly to make sure that, and that's easily played. Kvaratskhelia, Cash had to take him out there, puts it through his legs, and Cash with the obstruction foul. I think he gets away with that one because it's so early in the match. But later in the game, I believe that would have been a yellow card. Patrick Cameron, where do you live, bro? Let me know where you live, and I'll tell you where. Because I'm in the United States, so I'm watching it on Paramount. So I don't know. It depends where you are. If you're in like Canada, I'm not sure who carry Champions League. Jason Gooner. KK in, but no Barcola. Yeah, no Barcola. No Barcola at all. They went for Desiree Doué today. I mean, top player too. Very good. And I think Barcola, earlier in the season, he was really firing. I don't think he's quite on that level currently. I mean, he was like an undroppable earlier in the season. Red Skull, that's a good question, That's a good question. Which team I'd rather play? I mean, probably Aston Villa, honestly. I know we beat PSG earlier in the competition, but I don't think that. I think this current version of PSG is just a lot more well drilled under what the coach wants to do. I think I think like Dembele really figure out how the coach wants him to play, especially. And I think they're a lot more dangerous right now than one time. And plus, they didn't have what a strike by Dembele. Good save from Emi. They didn't have Kvaratskhelia either. So I would probably say Aston Villa. I mean, Aston Villa is no slouch either. But, I think the only reason why an Arsenal fan wouldn't say Villa is because they don't want to deal with the whole, if we face Villa and lose, Emery better than Arteta, and how we'll let Emi Martinez leave. And there's just all these storylines where I think Arsenal fans would hate, and maybe in their minds, they think if we go to the semi and we lose to PSG, it's not, such a like end of the world thing as if we lose to Villa. So I think that's why, for those reasons, people might say, I'd rather play PSG. But if you're thinking football, I would much rather play Aston Villa. I don't think they are quite. I just rate PSG a lot. Maybe I think PSG is better than people think they are. But from what I saw in those two legs against Liverpool, like PSG is no joke of a team. I think a lot of the mentality issues that you might have seen before in the club, like PSG itself, I think Enrique's personality kind of changed that because it showed a lot of mental strength in those Liverpool games. I thought. So yeah, I would rather play Villa. The Zone Champions League, see it on TNT UK Sports. Okay, so if you're in the UK, TNT Sports, the Zone Canada, and in America, it's on Paramount Plus. So PSG been dominant in possession so far. Aston Villa haven't been able to really pose a threat. As I was saying, it's going to be like a 4-6. And you see Rashford on top of his own 18, basically. So everybody back behind the ball, just about. PSG having a little bit of patience, but Kvaratskhelia bringing the pace back into the attack. What a twisting and turning here. Ooh, that one was blocked. That was Mendes trying to get on the end of that, and then Kvaratskhelia tried to swing it in with his left. That one goes behind the bar. But Matty Cash in for a very, very long night because I would say Kvaratskhelia one of the more direct wingers in the world currently. Bit of a throwback in a way. Still has elements of the modern winger in terms of the cutting in and stuff, but I think he could have thrived in the older eras as well when the wingers were supposed to just take on and whip in the ball. I think he could do that easily. PSG, BVB. But another them two side they are playing. It kind of say PSG because can't take Villa fans. Exactly. Anybody will say them pick Villa for play because them now want to deal with the English league banter. You know, that's why. Well, they beat PSG easy at home early, but they got better players now. Yes, Kvaratskhelia. And Villa, I would not mind at all giving Emery some payback. Yeah, I think, Arsenal fans that say, oh, well, we beat Villa already this season, so I'll play PSG this season. I think they're just not being honest, and maybe they're not like following PSG's team or their season or anything, because that version of them is just not this version of them. Yeah, man. Any era this man could have played. Kvaratskhelia, the man talented, man. Hope the team that win Arsenal can beat them. Facts. Villa seem out of depth in the first 10 minutes. Yeah, Rob Smith, it's gonna look. They made Liverpool look ordinary in this stadium, brother. So, I mean, I think we can all agree that Villa is not as good as Liverpool. So, I mean, they're gonna have to get through these moments, but they have the goalkeeper to do it. I mean, I've seen Emi Martinez keep them in games single-handedly. So, they'll need to, for a stretch, get through these moments. The hope for Villa is, they have attacking threat, right? So if they can get Rodgers on the ball in certain situations, get Ramsey on the ball in certain situations, get Rashford, peeling off into space when they turn them over like this, then they can hopefully create something and they'll grow in confidence. But the thing is, they have the team that can frustrate PSG because PSG can have all the ball, get chances, and Emi Martinez and the defenders just make great plays and they don't score. And once they can stay in the game that way, see, they get turned in the midfield, McGinn running away from people, release that ball earlier, then it's a good situation. So they're gonna have to get through though, Rob, because there's gonna be extended periods where it look like, boy, Villa not doing anything but defend. Yeah. I was like, he never said that. He never said that. But that was a good driving run through the midfield by McGinn after a good turn. And it looks like Villa will try to use any opportunity to create something in the box because the big defenders have gone up. Looks like Tillemans is going to play some kind of diagonal into the box. Maybe they can win the first ball and then win the follow-up to put it in the goal. So let's see. Back post, keeper comes out, flapping a bit, but gets his hand to it. Cross into the box, and well defended that time by Fabian Ruiz, and cleared away. Matty Cash will let it go for a throw-in, but that was a bit of a tough decision there from Donnarumma In the end, he got a fingertip to it, able to get it away from the box. But he was then way out of his goal, and Rashford smartly tried to whip it back in for someone to head. But Fabian Ruiz did well to win that first header back in. And that should be a foul on the sideline, and it is. I don't know if he's calling the foul from behind or the Matty Cash, but Mendes definitely got clobbered there. Let's see the replay. Yeah, he kind of left the ball behind him, but Cash definitely... yeah, that was some contact there. Bless up, Miss Melina. What go on? Hope all is well with you. Yeah, we're here doing a little watch along for the potential opponents in the next round if we can get past the second leg next week. So yeah, I wanted to watch this game. Plus, we have a vested interest in a Jamaican, Leon Bailey, who sadly is not even available to take part today. Yeah, so we're gonna look out in the press and see if any mention was made of his situation. Here's Kvaratskhelia. This is good from Aston Villa here. Not letting Cash on an island. Kamara came over very quickly. Neves into space. That's a brilliant ball. Hakimi off the chest. Gets to it, but Martinez did well to close the angle. And the referee, the assistant at first said a corner. Martinez was adamant it wasn't. And he changes the call. Let's see. Yes, it did hit off of Hakimi's, I think, left trailing leg. The touch got away from him just slightly. Yeah, I think that's the right call. Off Martinez, then off of Hakimi and out. Yeah, Villa can hurt them. I agree. Yeah, man. The Dutch. Marlon is not in the Champions League squad. Amazingly. I don't know. I don't mind Luca Dean playing for Matson. I don't mind that. How can it be beautiful possession football if the end result is offside? He was offside, or it was a goal kick? I thought it was a goal kick. It wasn't offside. Well, I don't think it should have been. Yeah, Marlon is not on the they didn't put him in the Champions League squad. So this is a yellow card to Matty Cash here. He's saying he got the ball, but that's been like 3 situations Cash has already been in the first 15 minutes. Very aggressive style player, but I think this is going to be a problem for Aston Villa for the rest of this game now. With his style of play and facing a player as direct as Kvaratskhelia, this is going to be issues. This is one to watch for the rest of the game, people. Matty Cash on a yellow against this player. Ooh, that's a recipe for a red, you know. Telling you. Yo, this play-by-player pissed me off, you know, man. Cause the way ahead of me there. What going over the Barca game, people? Still 0-0. Yamal out there balling already. Man, take 3 shots from the game start. So Kvaratskhelia was down, dealing with some issues, but a long shot from distance came in and it was a simple save for Martinez. Aston Villa struggling to play out. Good pressing from PSG. And Due tries the fancy footwork there. Doesn't quite come off. I don't think Digne knew much about it though, to be fair. Tielemans plays it back to Kanza. See if Villa can have some confidence here playing out. Find those spaces to play out. PSG really pressing high. Forced to go long again is Kanza. That should be a push off on Rogers. Yes, it is. Mendes had good position there. PSG back on the ball again. Vitinha, the man who pulls the strings in midfield. Neves. For once, Villa plays it off. Plenty of space, Vitinha. Good pass. Dembele really has the freedom to do anything. This man is playing midfield now, and that's a foul on Digne. Really sucked into that challenge. Good anticipation of when he was going to try to win the ball there from Due. And Digne would have been dead. So he takes his feet out and not given a yellow, probably because it's his first foul. But could have been. People, please do smash that like button, please. Polish cash could get cashed in. Matson ain't timber, but pretty darn good. Yeah, man, Matson good, man. I don't see Villa winning this one. PSG too strong. Yeah, I went for PSG to win the first leg. Vitinha far post. Well headed out by Kamara. Pacho. Ruiz. Due. Back to Pacho. Pacho back to Dembele. Actually, that's Mendes. Sorry, here's Ruiz. Into space. Decent attempt. Due was trying to find that space. Neves throws quickly. This is Mendes. Over to Beraldo. Beraldo. Vitinha. Neves. Wanted to play the 1-2, but good covering of space by Villa that time. Looks like the wingers have switched. Due is on this left side now. And that's something that Enrique does pretty frequently with his wingers, to be honest. And that's a good ball. Here's Ruiz. Ruiz looks like he has actually changed to this right side as well. And one thing about this PSG's three midfielders, they are really interchangeable. At any given point, either one of them could be the deepest player. Here's Morgan Rogers trying to break away. That's a decent ball. Rashford does well to hold it up. Here's Ramsey. Digne back to Ramsey being pressed. Good pressing by Kvaratskhelia, but he fouls. You could see that foul coming. Could have been called for the first challenge. Probably see Disasi in the second half for cash. Yeah, could. Think you might need a little more athleticism now, because I think second half Barcola coming on. And I don't think Disasi can stop Barcola, brother. Too big, yeah, I don't think it would work. Oh, good attempt there from Vitinha. He can score from the top of the box. Just wide with that one. Martinez was struggling. Looks like Martinez would have had it though. Not a bad attempt. Forgot I had some game parlays for today's matches. You need Kamara to get a yellow and KK and assist. You need 2 shots from Lewandowski and target. He has 1. Jurassic need 2 shots as well and both teams to score. All right, those things sound doable. Red Skull say Emery play for the 0-0. It's possible. They found right mix with Vitinha, Ruiz, and Neves. Yeah, man. Proper blend, man. Hoping for a draw and win at home. Okay. Instructions for João Neves to, not sure what. Ali Watkins limbering up on the sideline. Enrique seen a lot in the first 23 minutes. Just talking to Neves, now he's talking to Vitinha. Hakimi consulting with the coach as well. So the players really trying to figure out what's going on. Some past PSG legends in the building. Ezekiel Lavezzi, Daniel Pastore. Two very good players. Yeah, man, Barcola was doing his thing at Lyon as well. That's so true. When he broke through, he was only like 17. I think he's like 19 now. People, please do smash the like button, people. Matter of fact, Cash diving in again. No, John McGinn. Oh, it was a corner? No. So Barca has scored, people. Barca has scored. Pau Kubarsi getting on the score sheet for Barcelona. So it is 1-0 to Barca in Spain. Oh, it wasn't Kubarsi. It was Rafinha. Of course. Rafinha himself. Here's Hakimi down the wing. Kvaratskhelia into the box. Ooh, well done by Emi Martinez. McGinn trying to outpace Mendes. That's not going to happen. Played back to Pacho. So 1-0 Barcelona. 1-0 to Barcelona. Rafinha on the score sheet. Pau Kobasi must have taken the shot or something, because Rafinha got the goal. Haven't seen it yet, but we'll get the footage soon. Still 0-0 here in France. In the box, Mendes. Oh, well, that's going to be offside. Or is it? No, it's onside. There's really no support in the box, though. I think that's the one thing that I'll say with PSG's attack sometimes. Because a lot of their players are so fluid and they move into a lot of spaces, typically forward players drop deeper, wing backs pushed high. Sometimes that central area, there's no one there when they break into the wide channels. You just saw that happen just now. Donnarumma messing around with the ball, but they play out of it. PSG trying to take advantage of this territory. Dembele thought about a shot. Thinks better of it. Vitinha. Beraldo. Due. Step overs. Beats one. Does well to hold on to the ball. Well done. Again, no presence in the box. Decent looking whipped in cross, but only Dembele alone in the box. Not the most prolific goal threat with his head. Rashford down the wing. Holds it up well. Ramsey. Tielemans. Kanza. Cash. Kanza. Well played. Good cover in there by Hakimi. The run was on in the channel, but I don't think Rashford saw Hakimi on the other side. So it looked like it was offside. So did it stand or not? So it looked like it stood. Stole the goal. Very lucky he didn't mess it up. I wouldn't say he stole it. It's a great heads up play to make sure it's score. QPR up 2-0. All right. Yeah, Kobarsi get the assist. So Villa doing a good job of just making this a dead game right now. I mean, not enough drive in the PSG possession. Early in the game, it didn't look this slow. Aston Villa have really slowed them down. Now they're miscuing passes a bit. So 30 minutes in and Emery's plan has frustrated PSG to an extent. Yeah. I mean, if you're an Aston Villa fan now, you can't be upset with what's going on. I mean, surely you would have known that you're going to have to suffer today a little bit. And apart from, I'd say, the first 10, 15 minutes, they have limited the suffering pretty good. PSG need to speed up this attack a little bit more. Villa just looking for these opportunities here. Here's Ramsey. Does well. What a sliding challenge by Neves. Just kill the counter attack. Good one too. Cleared by PSG. Tilleman. And look at that, people. Look at that. After all this match chat, Villa score first. Yo, this Villa team are ramping, man. Sucker punch. Smash and grab. So this play-by-play might have to get dashed away. I'm sorry, people. Cause I can't know what go on so long before I actually see it. Tielemans far post, and that was so easy. Oh my gosh. And he pulls out the chili celebration, and look at the prince. Morgan Rogers in the 35th minute. Emery just calm. Wow. That was brilliant play by Aston Villa. Absolutely brilliant. McGinn. Good switch. Good run by Tielemans. And that's what it's all about. You have to time your runs properly. And it was Mendes with a bad giveaway. McGinn took a gamble, pressed him. Tielemans runs beyond Rashford. That's what creates the goal. Moves the defenders out of position. They forget about Rodgers on the back post. And it's an easy tap in. Donnarumma tries to stretch, but no, he can't get to that one. Brilliant football by Villa. Mistake by Nuno Mendes, it has to be said. But still a lot of work left to do for Villa to score that and get that opportunity. Credit to Tielemans making that run beyond Rashford, creating the overload and the space. And then that sucked the defense away from that back post. And then it was finished off at the back post by Rodgers. So 1-0 to Villa. Tactically, you have to use the term masterclass, you'd have to say, because they definitely conceded a bit of the ball in this game pretty much for the most part. But they trust that in transition they can make up the numbers to have enough in the attack, and that's exactly what happened there. About 4 or 5 players involved in that play, who all started in positions probably in their own half. So a big goal there. Let me adjust my headline. So it's 1-0 to Aston Villa, people. 1-0 to Aston Villa. Ruiz went for the shot. Dembele was a bit upset with that decision. Here's Karsfeld. Remember, cash on a yellow. Gets along the ground, but well cut out. Tielemans, Camara finds Rodgers. Rodgers does well to get by Mendes, and that should be a yellow card. No yellow card though. Yes, Skull. Villa have a tough run up for real. Oh, Villa beat last time. Oh, Club Bruges. They had a decent little pick. Still 1-0 in Spain. Cash with a poor cross. So Aston Villa, people, I have to say I'm surprised they took the lead, to be honest. But, they made the most of their opportunity. And to be fair to them, they are limiting the opportunities of PSG. Let's see if this changes anything about how they're set up. So this is good play from PSG. Beats one. Beats. Oh, just give it back. Oh, that went in the goal, did it not? That didn't go in the goal. Yo, it looked like Martinez dropped the ball into his own goal a while ago. But he has the watch on. He has the watch on. So he has the watch on. Fitina. Mendes gonna try one. Decides to go wide. Do it. Cuts inside. Far post. What a strike by Due. Oh my gosh. You have got to be kidding me. What a finish. And Luis Enrique made the call to start him, and he repays him with that quality finish. What a strike by Desiree Doué. Whoa. What a goal. What a goal. Yo, that goal was top class, man. Marquinhos loves it in the stands. Mendes looked like he might thinking about it. Doué said, no, I'll take over this. Was under duress as well. Took the shot kind of falling down. And no chance for Emi Martinez. Very rarely do you see Emi Martinez beaten without even trying to get the ball. And Enrique must be seeing him train and say, listen, you're going to start today, you know. What a goal, man. Nah, man, that goal that big. That goal that big, people. Big. Hey, do a talented in my youth. And I say every time the man get the ball, the man had about 7 step over and 3 tricks and yo, the man I try. Yo, the man confident, man. Tielemans trying to win a free kick, but wasn't meant to be. This could be problems now. Here's Hakimi looking up. Go short. Keep possession here. Big switches on. Brilliant ball. Kvaratskhelia, good first touch. Gonna take on Cash. Beats him on the inside, but good covering from Morgan Rogers there. And you know he's gonna go on our driving run. Decides to flip it to the other wing. Can Rashford get on the end of this? He can. Beraldo poor. I don't think Beraldo wants the pace with him. Good play from Rashford. Gets down the line. This could be problems. Beraldo does well to recover that time. Thought he was dead in the water, but he got back. This one getting a bit more stretch now. And I actually feel like both teams would want the game to get a little bit like this. Both of their attackers, I think, probably thrive a bit better with a little more space. I guess that's most, but, transition instead of, slow build-up. And this is the replay of the goal. I thought that Martinez mishandled, but it really wasn't even close to going in, to be fair. Hit off the post. Yeah, man, only 4 minutes. Villa need Watkins. Maybe because you could argue that what you need out of where Rashford playing, Watkins probably do that better than him. Run down the ball, hold it up, wait for the help. But to be honest, the first goal them score, Rashford did something similar to like what Watkins would have do. He made the run first, hold up the ball, wait for the runs around him, then decide. And him slippy in Tielemans. So Rashford doing the work decently. Ruiz, top of the box, do it again. On his left foot this time. Goes wide. Kvaratskhelia tries. Blocked. And he's going to take the corner kick. PSG don't want the game stretch. If it's stretched though, I don't think it just automatically means Villa going to have the better the play. I think PSG's players don't mind the stretch feel either in terms of their attackers. No, I will agree that. Well, I don't even think. I think Kanza and Cash don't mind the stretch game. Dini and Torres don't want it like that. The man they can't keep up. But yeah, I think PSG slightly worse off if the game gets stretched. But not. I don't think it's the end of the world for them because their attackers will thrive in that type of thing too. What a strike by Due, man. Damn. It's very rare to see Martinez get beat and the man can't move. Yeah, looks like for a second there before Villa scored, it looks like PSG attack was getting a bit cumbersome, still slow. And then the goal kind of light the fire back in them again. Poor that time from Dembele. But PSG not letting out Aston Villa at all. Good passing here from PSG. Well played from Vitinha. Good feet. PSG doing well to win the first ball. I think Aston Villa, while yes, they do have to counter quickly, that's their advantage. They can't get reckless. They can't just try every single time and lose the ball. Got to pick the spots a little bit better. Ruiz, good pace on that pass. Hakimi keeps it in. Back to Dembele on his left foot. He wants to shoot. That's cut out. That's poor from Dembele. That's about 2 in a row now. Well played, Rashford. And that's poor. What a play again by Desiree Doué. This guy is at. This is a goal. Jeez, good try, youth. Yo, you could have seen my setup for the right foot shot, but Doué really feeling himself today. Good work rate showed by him too, because he's like running back here to track back. Rashford on the ball, slowing the game down a bit. Kamara, Ramsey, Tielemans, Luka Dean. Rashford peel off to the left here. Rodgers makes the run centrally, doesn't get it. Back to Tielemans. Tielemans back to Kanza. This is better from Aston Villa. Yeah, you can't just expect to go up and down constantly, man. Keep the ball sometime too. Poor pass from McGinn. But Villa able to keep possession. Here's Paul Torres. Good slip pass to Ramsey. Ramsey to Rashford. Rashford wide to Dean. Back to Rashford. Stand still here for Rashford. Looking. Plays it wide. Dean here. Back to Rashford again. Looks like they're almost holding out for the halftime at this point. 30 seconds leave. Yeah, but PSG want more control. They don't want Villa attackers in space. No. I agree. I said if I had to like shift it one way or the other, who would I prefer the game stretch? It's probably Villa. But I wouldn't say, sometimes you'd say, if this game stretch, one team dead or the other team dead. I don't think that if the game is stretched, PSG is necessarily dead because their attack also will thrive in those transitional moments, because they can do that very well too. Bless up flow to our go on. It's halftime, people. Good half of football. 1-1. Lovely tactical chess match. You could see that Unai Emery had his plan. In the beginning, it was looking like it would be too much to overcome overall, but as the confidence grew a bit more, they started to connect a few more passes. They saw a few of their midfield players make some driving runs. I think the belief started to grow, and it was just brilliant teamwork to create that goal and the passage of play that they had because it required some players to take risk, make some runs beyond where maybe they have been playing the entire game so far. And because of that risk, they were rewarded. So 1-0 and good response from PSG as well. They were a little lethargic. They were a bit lethargic and slow, in the 10 minutes leading up to Villa's goal. But as soon as they conceded a goal, you could see the impetus go right back into how they were attacking. They definitely had more forceful attacks, more drives into the box, and they were rewarded by a moment of brilliance from Desiree Doué after a decent spell of pressure right after the goal. So PSG won, Aston Villa won. I think this one is very well poised. Both teams can see positives from the first half. Both coaches will have some things they want to talk about to work on as well. But you can definitely see that this is two high-level tacticians coaching this game. That's one thing that is very noticeable to me watching the game. Both teams, have a clear way that they're trying to play, and the execution has been pretty good on the player side as well. Probably because it's so clear what the coach wants from them. Ethan need to get into form. Yeah, he is. I don't think he's terrible because I didn't think he was so bad in the first half against Everton before he came off. I thought it was one of his better games in the past few before that. But yeah, if he can get to the form that we saw maybe like 3 weeks ago or so, yeah, that would be nice. I think, yeah, McGinn don't have half the quality of this PSG midfield, but works so hard. Look, McGinn just knows what he's good at, and he does that. So if you press him, he knows how to shield the ball and turn on you, and he just does that. You know why McGinn is good? McGinn don't try to nothing him can do, and that's something that a lot of footballers that play pro don't understand. Them try to do all kind of things them can't do. Let me see this goal now where them say him offside. What a save! That shot they beat enough people where Yamal taking. Lewandowski chance. Rafinha. Cut back. Ooh, good save again by Kobel. Damn. Let's see. Chano. Rafinha lucky, Rafinha said, I want that. I want that goal there. Chano, Jurassic chances. My man missed 2 chances. That's why I say 4-2, man. Midges. Yo, just contact that, no? Oh my gosh. A 3 of them? Ooh, the third one wasn't bad. Nah, man. Yo, 4-2, me saying in the next game, and the big dirty stinking striker missed 3 chances. Well, 2 really good ones. When Bailey says to make his return, boy, I couldn't tell you enough float. Because this year, man, I don't know somebody can doubtful for so long. Usually when you're doubtful, like, next couple of games, you see them see you back. So man, I doubtful forever, man. Bless up, Martin. What go on? Yeah, man, the game's super tactical, bro. Trust me. Nah, I love it. Nice game. Ramsey and Cash need to sub. Would I sub Ramsey? I don't think I would sub Ramsey, I would sub Cash though. But the problem is when I say sub Cash now, I mean who you bring on? Who you bring on for Cash? Because them not really have. You gotta bring on the youth we just play in the Premier League where they what's his name? Is Garcia his name? And I'm not even in this squad. So really only Desassi there. Bogart could play there, but So yeah, you want to bring on Desassi for Cash? Let me know. I don't know if I take off Ramsey, honestly. You don't need to bring on Asensio for the whole second half. He need to come on, but he don't need to come on now. Or you say, take off Ramsey, put Rashford over that side, and bring on Watkins up front. I don't think them need to change the system. It'll work. It'll style for PSG to an extent. So allow the bag of midfielder where you pick and make them go and stop what PSG are trying to do for a little longer. Then with us the last 15, 20 minutes, you can bring on Ali, bring on Asensio, and kind of sacrifice a little of that midfield for the little end of the game there. But right now, you're comfortable. 1-1. If the game end 1-1, you're happy. You know, Villa Park, your place, I got turn up. Maybe anyone will come on that right side, I got have rough. You know, see where the PSG number 7, the Liverpool set. Yeah. Yeah, man. If my boy forward, and Barcola will come on for one of the wingers at some point. I mean, to have to take off Due right now, it might be Kvaratskhelia who come off, but Cash on a yellow can go up against him. Yeah, I would take off Cash. Rob said from early out, Disasi, because Garcia and Malen not in the Champions League squad. Yeah, Mobe said Disasi. Boy, I'm going to go on like Disasi now, pick up a yellow the first play too. Yeah, look like Disasi. It have to be Disasi, because the only thing maybe them could have do, but I don't know if the man want to break up the partnership of Torres and Kanza. I kind of trust Kanza more as a right back than Disasi, to be honest. Even though Disasi never played 3 bad in the right back role the other day. But let's see still. I would take off Cash. We say luck make the game 1-1. Why say luck? Though? Because you have to put credit on how Aston Villa did set up, you know. And remember, even before them score, we did I say, if them can connect couple pass and get out with a driving run or just a pass to Rashford like what happened, or turnover, then they'd be dangerous, you know. We say probably see Rashford off before Ramsey. Yeah, I don't think him going to take Ramsey off, because what people not realizing about the Ramsey thing is Emery love how him play out of possession, especially against a team like PSG in this type of game where you can see that they're not really that concerned out of possession in terms of, you know, they try to win the ball, but they take some risk, but they're totally happy getting into the block that they have. And Ramsey will be more disciplined in that role. Yeah, man, Ramsey are doing work, man. Straight. People tend to forget, you know, Emery is going to be a defensive, stable coach first, you know. Even if he pick a lot of attacking players, the functions he might give them, you just say, John, how the man them a defend so much? But that's his template. That is his base. And if him can get the moments, like that moment where you see McGinn win the ball, them connect a pass to the striker, some runs get made beyond and around him, and them try to have a definitive action, which is how they scored. But if you look at how they were set up in that first half, I mean, that was all about defensive solidity, brother. That was like the first thing the man write on the team sheet thing before the game started. Yeah, man, talking to midfield defend as well. That is it. Rashford is the only player trying to go forward. Well, Mobe, it's because it's by design. Like, he's the only player that's actually allowed to go forward prior to them not having the ball. Your boy Rice a cook up the UCL. Yeah, man. So Rice and Peas cook. Very nice pot yesterday. Sunday boss corner look dark star. All Watkins can't make the 11. Jano. Yeah, man. Dali Sunday. Well, he's not available for selection today at all. But based on the system where Emery played today, I don't think Bailey would have started today, even if he was fit. Because he don't fit in. He's not going to do the work Rodgers and Ramsey do on them position there. He's not going to be able to do the work and the running where you see Rashford do up top by himself. I end up on the left, on the right, back to goal, everything. And McGinn, he's the only midfielder that play this area of the field and this team that do what him do. So him now get replaced in this system, in this setup. So yeah, he maybe would have been an option off the bench today if he was available. For sure, he would have been on the bench. But yeah, I don't think he would have started today. I don't know if anybody disagree, because some people were saying that, whenever the game really big in play. Yeah, Mobe is a system thing and it's the game plan. Yeah. Yeah, bro. If you think if Rogers did have the freedom, he wouldn't just attack all game. The man, they love attacking, brother. Yeah, man, we have to see what happen, man. Anyway, people, I'm not going away. In the meantime, I just run my like, subscribe ad for just a minute, people. So don't go nowhere, people. We're there for analyze fully the second half as it play out. All right. But just need to go sort out something real quick in the house. We'll be right back. Blessing. No audio, thank you. Yo, people. Carsville just murdered the Sassy. We knew that the sub was coming, but I told you it's not really the most secure sub, man. Oh, the Sassy falls over. Kansa was trying to cover for him, but it wasn't fast enough. And how does he get it into that side with his weaker foot? Jano, what a strike. Kissing off the inside of the post from that angle. Yo, that was a big goal. And Rob Smith, that whole if Chippy start today and drop McGinn, so Rogers play central, the system don't work because Chippy ain't gonna come central and make the extra bodies in midfield. So I say I don't see him starting if the plan is the plan that I see playing out in the game right now. Because look right now, look at where Rogers going to end up out of possession. He's going to be really close to Tillemans, especially when the ball come on this side. Because even though they're down 2-1, they're not going to change them tactics. You see, the defense telling the players ahead of them to just don't get sucked out to the ball. Just get back into the shape. That one was forced. And that's a poor pass by the Sassy, putting everybody under pressure. And that ball stayed in somehow. Yeah, that's the only way. Yeah. But I just don't. Yeah, the only way is if the tactic was different. Because if it's this tactics, I don't see it happening. Ooh, good cutout by Pau Torres there. That was going to Dembele or to Kvaratskhelia, one of them. Oh, what a good ball. Ooh, good try. Good run from Dembele as well. PSG now forming a rhythm. Just on top of PSG. They can't get out. I mean, on top of Villa, sorry. Dembele. Combining with Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia looking for the pass. Drops it back. PSG camped out in Aston Villa's half. Ruiz on the last line right now as the center forward, the furthest player forward. You don't normally see that. But he's very intelligent with his runs in and around the box. And that's what I mean with this PSG team. The midfielders being extremely versatile. It can be Vitinha deepest, Neves deepest. Sometimes it might even be Ruiz the deepest player. And then you flip it around and 2 minutes later, Vitinha is on top of the box and the rest are defending. It's quite remarkable how much freedom Enrique give each player. Good challenge again. They can't get out Aston Villa. Finally, they get on the ball. Rogers, nowhere to go. Being pressed. Well played out of pressure there. 1-2 with Kamara. Rogers tries to go on one of his runs, but too many bodies again. PSG back in possession. Oh, you need an assist, Jano. Sorry. You were hoping for the cross, not the shot. Yeah, Miss Molina, that goal was mad. Mad piece of goal that. And I heard there was a goal in the Barca game as well. So let's take a look at that. So it's 2-0 now, Lewandowski. I think the assist came from Rafinha. Yep, so a goal and assist. So he continues his goal contribution at a crazy level this season. So PSG camped out in Villa's half again. And you can see, on the attack momentum there on the left of the screen, PSG is in the green bar. That's basically where the momentum has been all game. That has never won a football match before, but it is a indicator of how the game is playing out, typically. This is better from Villa though, connecting 3-4 passes. Now they break into the half of PSG. Here is Rashford split out to the left. Does well to beat one, but good gang defending by PSG again. You beat one, there's always that second player there. Do a good first touch again. Here he comes down the right. Plays in Dembele. This is trouble. Pau Torres. Good cross across the box. Ooh, and that was well struck by Kvaratskhelia. But a block put in by Disasi takes it wide. I think he thought that one had a chance, based on his reaction. Let's see. Probably would have been saved by Martinez, to be fair, but you never know. You never know. Whipped in by Dembele. Over the top from Pacho. So outswing at that time. Pacho, with two players marking him, still gets his head on it, but couldn't get the momentum to direct it on target. Closely marked. They went 3v5 and made it look easy. It's one thing to have the bodies, but you have to close down the passing lanes or get on someone. And they just had bodies back and didn't really stop anything. As a matter of fact, they looked out of sorts. They were all running away from the player with the ball. Watkins, Onana, Matson going through their paces. Would like to think that you'll see something soon, and here comes Asensio. Interested to see who he'll come on for. Maybe McGinn, or maybe Ramsey. McGinn goes out to that left side, tuck Asensio central, or does Asensio go to the right? He tuck Rogers central. Rogers with a good cross. Ooh, Pau Torres had a half a chance there. Here's Ramsey. Could it be his number going up? We'll see. Decent spell here from Tielemans into the box. And what a play by Kvaratskhelia again. And now he's in space. This is trouble. 2v3. This is Desiree Doué on the ball. Cuts inside on his right foot again. Good pass. Oh, it shouldn't have been left. Still fast. Hakimi, what a save. What a save by Martinez. Comfortably. Nonchalantly plays a 1-2 with Kamara. Gets it back. Konsa clears. And that's going to be PSG ball. But a good counter attack that time. After a decent spell from Aston Villa. Doué played it across the box. It was stepped over by, here's Doué again. What feet? Oh my gosh. Doué is basically announcing himself to the world tonight. Ramsey being chased. Good shielding. And good gang defending again by PSG. And Enrique claps his team. Loves what he's seen. Asensio will be on for... Who is it? It is Ramsey. So let's see if it's like for like or they move the pieces around. Looks like Asensio is going more central. And I think McGinn has been pulled out to this left-hand side. Yes, McGinn will operate on this left-hand side. Asensio is gone a little more central. The idea is for him to try to combine now Asensio has played at this club before as well. In fact, is he on loan from PSG? Yeah, he's on loan from PSG. So yo, that's interesting. In the Premier League, you can't play against your parent club, but Champions League, it no matter. Here come PSG again into the box. Good cutout by Kansa. That would have been a tap in for Dembele there. What a challenge. Do it again. Quick feet. Taking on everyone. This time he's crowded out. Good composure from Torres there. Digne back to his keeper. Martinez with time in the box. Well cut out by Hakimi. Hakimi. Do it. Has Dembele wide. Uses him. Good tackle from Digne that time. Stopping Dembele in his tracks. Poor pass from McGinn. Well cut out by Vitinha. Vitinha finds Ruiz. Ruiz to Mendes. Mendes wide to Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia uses Mendes run. Nobody in the box. He cut back and that should be a handball, you know. That should be a handball, you know. It's a cheeky one from Tielemans, but I think he knows about that one. It's actually Kamara. He puts his hand down. And I've seen that not given because you have to put your hand somewhere. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he knows about that one. The referee is adamant that it's natural. It looks like they're going to call on the play for the corner. That game are mad. McGinn probably going left. Yep. Emery going for it. I love it. Yeah, him probably look at it like, yo, might as well. Oh, that was flicked on towards goal, but right at. I don't think Beraldo knew much about it, but in the end, it goes right to Emi Martinez. Woo! They show about the salad. Digne get killed. And then this was the ending shot. Hakimi on his left foot trying to find the low corner. Good ball early from Disasi. Rajas. Good switch of play to Digne. Digne does well to evade the challenge. Rajas again in space. This is trouble. Running at the back line. Ooh, couldn't get the weight of the through pass to Asensio there. Dembele is just finding pockets of space in between the midfielders. Torres and Kanza trying to figure out should we go with him or not. Ruiz stretching the defense now with a run in behind. Kamara follows him. Here comes Kvaratskhelia now, cuts in. Finds Neves. Neves to Beraldo. Beraldo wide now to Hakimi. 1-2 with Due. Hakimi. Central to Neves. Actually, that's Vitinha. Vitinha knocks it back to Pacho. Pacho wide to Mendes. Mendes wider now to Kvaratskhelia. Faradana knocks it back to Mendes. Mendes to Neves. Neves to Vitinha. Neves again. PSG slowing down the pace, just knocking the ball around. Here's Kvaratskhelia, 1v1, getting doubled up now. Drops it back. Central to Vitinha. Vitinha looking for a pass. Finds Neves. Back to Vitinha. In some more space. Easy pass to the left. Ruiz. Faradana. Neves. Pacho. Beraldo. Pacho again. Vitinha again. 10 men behind the ball for Villa. Just waiting to for a mistake, trying to keep the shape. PSG trying to penetrate now, but they end up going right back to Beraldo, Vitinha, Mendes, Dembele all the way out to the left now. Actually, that's Mendes now. Here's Dembele again, looking for a pass. Still on the ball, finds Varadana. He's now on this right side. So this is just a perfect example of the movement of this team. This play started, Kvaratskhelia was on the left wing. Now he's basically in central midfield. Just constant movement with these players. It's almost like they just look around and see where space is and just go to it. Positionless football here. I love it. So Barca up 3-0. Yeah, can't be a handball. Yeah. Well, I said these should be the Prem refs. Yeah, the Champions League refing typically a better standard, you know. Barca nearly a third, and one said Barca a third, so they did score. So right before them scored, them nearly scored. So that's 3-0. Lewandowski again. If Rafinha ever get the assist there again, you see, man. Fermin Lopez. Do it. Taking on 1, 2. Ooh, Disasi. Lakim Nani just in time. Villa again in one of those spells where they just can't get out. Beraldo from distance, wasted. So 3-0 to Barca, trying to make it officially almost over in the tie. A popular score, not popular, but a score we saw yesterday as well, 3-0. Barca have a lot more time though, maybe they can get more goals. Dortmund looks like they definitely could have had at least 1, possibly 2 in that first half. Don't know if they've been able to create any chances in the second. But based on the highlights I saw of the first half, Dortmund could have even been up 2-1 in that first half. Now they find themselves down 3 goals with a mountain to climb. So a rough one for Vitinha there. PSG up 2-1 in this tie, people. 67th minute of play. Barcola going through his paces. Lucas Hernandez. Warren Zaire Emery for PSG. Here's Rogers on the right. Looking to beat his man. Far post, and that's way too much power. It's going to be a goal kick. Yeah, man, Lewandowski now ramp, people. This man can play forever. People, why don't I like the video, man? I'm going to stay so. It's like if I not put up them something, I don't like the video. Why? I like the video, man. Ooh, Rashford looking something in the box, but don't think it was going to be given. Here come PSG now. Good numbers back for Villa though, 5 players back. Here's Dembele taking on Digne, cuts inside, good reverse pass to Varadana. Varadana though didn't really have any momentum, so he drops it back to Hakimi. And the pattern of play continues. So only 2 subs in the game so far, both on Villa side. Cash off at halftime for Desassi, who, it must be said, was twisted and turned for the PSG go-ahead goal. And Asensio has come on for Ramsey, sliding McGinn out to this left-hand side, and Asensio has taken over centrally in the midfield. That position closest to the forward player. Rashford still toiling away as the centre forward. And I think a good no call there as PSG continue to play, and then a foul called on Kamara. Free kick to PSG. Zaire Emery getting his final instruction. He's going to be the first sub for PSG. Typically, Fabian Ruiz is the one sacrificed first in these situations, but let's see if that's the case here today. Good through pass. I don't know if he's onside. And he did sneak it through, but he was offside. I had a feeling it was just a stride too late with the pass. But of course, we have the automated offside, so we will check it. Pau Torres was kind of deep, but yeah, I think it's just a half a step too late. And he somehow got that in from a tight angle through the legs of Martinez. Wouldn't have been happy with that, conceding a goal like that. So 2 subs, Barcola and Zaire Emery. It's going to be Fabian Ruiz, as I thought, in midfield. So a like-for-like sub there. Zaire Emery for Ruiz. And also Due, who got the start tonight over Barcola, is subbed off in the 71st minute. And he goes off to a big applause from the stadium. Needed that goal when they got it, down 1-0. They don't want to be down 1-0 at home in the first leg for any extended amount of time. He made sure that wasn't the case with a wonder strike to equalize before halftime. So he comes off now, and Barcola comes on. So no rest for Disasi over there on that left side. Barcola might even, well, I wouldn't say he's more direct, but definitely very similar in terms of style to Due. Due might be able to go display a bit more tricks from the stopping position, but once Barcola is running at you at speed, he might be even more effective. Yeah. Them just show about line at the stands. What? Well, I did see where he posted that he was traveling today. So, Rob Smith said earlier that he thinks there might be something bigger than just injury going on. This could be a problem for PSG. Here's Rogers. And that's a team effort by Rogers there. That's not going to beat Donnarumma. Here come PSG. Barcola in space. Nobody in the box though. Not a bad attempt, But Martinez did well to block the cross. Dembele was running in to tap that in. But it was too close to Martinez in the end. Him not play. Jason, I go. They say it's gonna be a miracle if we beat PSG. So you think that this PSG team currently stronger than Madrid then? Even though the Madrid tie are done, so we beat them in the first leg. This PSG team is tough though, man. Good flick over the top. Ooh, Kamara almost got on the end of that, It could have been an equalizer out of nowhere. Good flick over by Rogers, and Kamara tried to get on it, but missed the ball completely. I'm not sure, BM. I'd have to ask Rob what he mean by that, but basically he was, saying that the situation is more than an injury for Butler to even travel there today. We say the midfield and the wingers, and they also have a better bench squad. Yeah, they have a decent I mean, them have, if Due or Barcola or Karsfeld not go on, them sub on one of them for one of them. Zaire Emery is a nice piece to bring on when one of the three midfielder them tired. Them have Ramos as a number 9 can come on if them need a goal on a focal point. They're a good team, man, and well coached. PSG just taking the sting out of the game now. Don't want to do anything foolish. Barcola keeping the width on the left. Inside to Vitinha. Actually, that was Neves. This is Vitinha. Vitinha over to Kvaratskhelia. A little bit of space. Driving shot forward, takes a deflection, and goes wide for a corner. Would have been something spectacular to beat Emi from there, but he's capable. Any more goal score? Jano, as soon as me said that, Lamal score, Jano, me just go for say, yo, any more goal over Barca side? And it's 4-0 now. Jeez. So basically the tie done. Them not gonna win no game 4 love in a Dortmund. Them not win 5-1 neither. So that done. Wow. Well, it look like Barcelona gone semis, people. Will they face Inter or Bayern is the question. Feel like it's going to be Barca Inter. Good ball. Ooh. Well, I got the 4 goals right for Barca. The idiot striker Girassi from Blowout Dortmund messed up my 4-2 prediction. I said 3-1 here, so I would need 1 more goal from PSG. Oh, poor from Rashford there. Miscommunication. Emery. Just give him now. Yeah, man. Barcola, run at that boy now. He can't stop you. Camera doubling up well. Emery thought about it but didn't take it. Now Neves wide. Barcola. Only this I see in front of him. Drops the shoulder, beats him down the left. Cuts it back, but no one was there. Good composure from Villa here, trying to keep possession playing out, but Camara gives it away. Here's Neves over to Barcola. Barcola on the line, keeps it in, flicks it up in the air. Kvaratskhelia with a loose touch. PSG still pinning them into their own area. Good ball over the top. Ooh, Hakimi was trying to whip that cross in, but McGinn did well to track it and put it out for a corner. You say Inter go school Barca? I go see still Barca now ramp right now, but Inter have the defense for deal with them and the system and the setup. I mean, I think Barca can really deal with the 2 striker system. When Thuram and Martinez them start connect and combine and the midfield power, Inter have a good side, man. I would say them and Arsenal have the 2 best defense. Rashford off, finally Watkins going to get a game. So Watkins, Onana, and Matson come on. McGinn, Rashford, and Tielemans are out. Surprised Tielemans coming off, but I think I agree with it because he's been less and less influential as the game go on. I think Kamara skill set kind of needed a bit more right now in this game. So McGinn put in a shift, but he will come off now. Onana will come on. So Onana and Kamara probably will play deeper. Matson will probably play in front of Digne. Yes, that is what happens here. Yep, triple change. I wish Gabriel could recover in time. Yeah, it's over, man. Next season thing. Your favorite line, Red Skull, next season. I don't know where Chile there. True Man City now play. Can't see Chile start. Onana switches the play. Disasi. Asensio. Back to Kanza. Kanza over to Pau Torres. Torres looking for a pass. Was gonna break the line, but goes to Digne. Digne cuts inside well. Now back to Onana. Onana in possession. Plays it to Torres. Torres. Back to Kanza. Kanza to Kamara. Kamara wide to Disasi. No one ahead of him, so he turns it back central to Onana. Now Onana being pressed. Does well to turn away from pressure. Beats 3. Into the area. Asensio on his left foot. And that does take a deflection for a corner. We've seen Asensio score those opportunities. Top of the box with placement. It's taken short and quickly. Nobody out to Digne. This is dangerous. Good whip into the box. And it does make its target on the back post, but now cleared on the second attempt. And this is a problem. Martinez out of his goal. Hakimi was behind to that one in a flash. And that's a poor knock-on header by Digne. But that's a bad play by PSG over there. I mean, Watkins was fishing for something, but Mendes a little bit reckless in his defensive shielding effort there. A lot of contact on Watkins, but no call. Big up mindset. What go on? Emery a play for a draw. I think Emery been kind of balancing the subs. Like, I think the first sub was a bit of, all right, let me try get back into the game scoreline wise. And then I think that last sub was just, okay, let's not overdo it. Make sure we don't lose by more than one if we lose. But of course, yeah, I'm sure he would want a goal at this point to draw the match. But I don't think 2-1 going back home for him would be like the end of the world, Good covering that time. Disasi reading the 2 pass well. Bad giveaway by Rogers. Rogers now playing right back essentially. Does well to stop Mendes and doesn't get the foul. And now Kamara goes long, direct, looking for Watkins, but good hold up defending by Pacho. Beraldo with the cleanup. PSG in possession. What a turn from Kvara. Ooh, good tackle from Onana. What a header by Vitinha. Jeez, the man falling down and hit the ball like that. Great defending there. Vitinha and Neves exchanging passes again for like the 10th, 15th time in this game. I'd like to know how much pass Vitinha make. How much touch him have. I feel like the man touch the ball every minute. Vitinha again. Dembele. Neves, Dembele. PSG doing well, just making Aston Villa chase, not forcing anything, understanding time and moment in the game. And they're driving them back further and further. Defensive line pretty much on the 18 right now. Which team played the best football this round? Well, to be fair to Bayern, Inter, Barca, and Dortmund, I really watched 2 of the games out of the 4 in full. So I watched the Arsenal Madrid game and this game right here. I would say results wise, it's between Barca and Arsenal. But I would say the way PSG playing today, I might even like it more than how Arsenal played yesterday, if I'm being honest. So, not taking anything away from Barcelona, I can't pick them because I didn't really watch the entire performance. But of the 2 games that I've watched in this group, like fully or in this stage, I would give PSG the edge as far as like playing the best football. Yeah. I don't know though. Arsenal, it's a toss up, bro. Arsenal played some wicked football yesterday too. Create a lot of chance. I mean, I think it was like 3 big chance, and I would say at least 4 to 5, chance. Maybe not big chance, but good chance. And maybe PSG haven't quite created as much. I just think the control PSG might have had of the field and the territory and limiting the breaks for Villa might be better than what we did against Madrid, though. The Villa versus PSG game first half was end to end. Not for the entire first half gigs. I would say for about maybe 15 minutes of it. A lot of the first half was how the second half has been. PSG on the ball with Villa with 10 men behind the ball. Not a bad set piece set up there. Onana trying to win the flick on from the long header, but couldn't direct the flick on well enough. I think the pace of the game so far take its toll on the players too. It's just a little bit slower tempo right now. I think PSG would want to create one more really good chance before this game ends and put it away. Might feel just a touch disappointed if 2-1 is as good as they could do today. Into the space, if that's the right power, Barcola will get there. Cuts it back well. Emery had 2 players in his way, still went for the shot. Here's Vitinha. Oh, left it short for Dembele that time. Digne. Good over the top ball to Rogers. Rogers tries to find Matson but can't. Here's Kvaratskhelia and it's going to be a throw in to PSG. Please do, people. Please do. Smash up the like button. Smash up the like button. We're not doing good at all on the likes today, people. Why? Why if the likes button can't get hit? Emery. Zaire Emery, that is. Vitinha, Dembele, Vitinha, Zaire Emery, Dembele, wide to Kvaratskhelia. Ooh, good tackle from Dini at that time. Definitely held up better than the two players that have played right back today. Cash and a good ball there from and that's going to be a foul on Varadana. Yeah, for a little bit. Yeah, man, it wasn't the entire half, man. Don't do that. But yeah, there was a spell when it was a little more end to end. Villa not ending the game horribly though. And to be fair to Villa's setup, for a lot of the domination of territory and possession for PSG, it's not like they've been peppering Martinez's goal or anything. I mean, yes, he's had to make some saves. Ooh, Rogers tried to wrap his foot around that one, but couldn't quite get it on target. Good turn in the box though. Pacho thought he had the measure of him, but spun out of pressure well and created an angle for a shot, but too high on it. Had the direction pretty good though. So we're into injury time now, people. Here come PSG down the left. Game gone to a crawl pace now. And the PSG midfielders just padding the passing stats. Exchanging about 10 passes between each other, Neves and Vitinha there. That's a good ball. Kvaratskhelia in the center circle. Dembele now looking to drive. What a through pass. He's in on goal. Net Mendes. What a finish. And my prediction is spot on. What a ball by Dembele and what composure by Mendes there. The shot would have probably been saved or blocked, so he cuts back onto his weaker right foot, composes himself, had a pass square in the box, decided against it, and took the ownership and finished brilliantly right-footed, lifted shot to the far post. It's 3-1 to PSG. And the timing on this pass from Dembele is spot on. Konsa doesn't sell himself, but goes far enough to not. He just didn't see the cutback coming. Just didn't see it coming. Thought he was going to shoot, and that's just good composure there. After cutting back, knowing that he has to get some height on the strike, and does so brilliantly. Nuno Mendes, we've always known about the attacking side of his game. I think his defending has stepped up, and he's a much more complete player this season. Brilliant work there from Nuno Mendes. Brilliant work from Dembele as well. Unlocking that defense that's been so sturdy for most of the game. Definitely slice them open with that through ball. And that is 3-1, people. 3-1. So my prediction spot on today. I got the amount of goals right in the Barcelona victory. But Dortmund let me down with no goals scored. But it is 3-1 in the feature match today, or the match I'm featuring. And almost 4. Zaire Emery lets fly. And that one was dipping. Might have just been over the bar, hitting the crossbar. But they won't have time to take the corner. It's been blown off by the referee. 3-1 PSG with the first leg advantage going into Villa Park in a week's time. Emi Martinez looking a bit upset with the result today, but the tie isn't over. They still have to go to Villa Park and get the job done. Everybody going to hail up Asensio, their club teammate. Yeah, he says do it. He tells do a good finish. What more can you say to that? Really good finish for real. So 3-1 to PSG. They'll take the advantage back to well, they'll travel with the advantage to Villa Park next week. 3-1 in the other game today. 4-0 to Barcelona. Goals from the front three themselves. Rafinha with one, Lewandowski with a brace, and Lamine himself. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, people. Of course, tomorrow we have Europe and Conference League ties coming up. That should be interesting as well. I don't know if I'll be doing any watch along content for any of those games, but that will just have to be a day, like a daily decision, just based on how my day looks in the afternoon and stuff. But yeah, I see a question there from Red Skull. Will Man U win tomorrow? Tomorrow's game, I don't think Man U will win. I think at best they get a draw, but I'm going with a Leon victory in that first leg. Yeah, I'm going to go with a Leon victory in the first leg, people. Yeah, man, I said 3-1 PSG, and that's exactly what it was, my friend. Yeah, that third goal was a killer for the tie. Not necessarily like means it's over, but 2-1 just is a lot better going into that second leg, because if you can get the first goal, you're even on aggregate, you have all to play for. Now you really need to get the first two goals in that game, honestly, to feel good about life. So just a much different situation, but hey, it's just brilliant football. I mean, they've been trying that diagonal run all game, and for either the run wasn't timed properly, or the pass wasn't played properly or timed properly, and they finally got it perfect. Took them many chances though, many attempts. Thoughts on this PSG team? Well, honestly, I said it earlier, man. This PSG manager team, I think, is a bit underrated, to be honest. I don't think that they get the respect. I think because, in the past, they have had so many teams that potentially people thought should have done better, and they don't quite get it over the line. People just kind of think about them as somewhat of an afterthought, but telling you, man, this team, really, really good team, man. Really good team. I love the midfield. I love the fluidity of the forward line. How, Ferdinand can pop up left, right, anywhere really. Dembele plays central, but does he? I mean, he really doesn't. A lot of times there's no one in the center attacking space. It's kind of similar to what Arsenal do with Marino, because even though he's playing center forward in the system, the only time he's really up there as a forward is when we're pressing without the ball. When we're in possession, he might end up anywhere. He's not always in the center forward lane. So it's similar in that way, the fluidity that they have. I think that's a part of the reason why maybe Barcola didn't start. If you notice, when Barcola was on the pitch, he was pretty much wide left. He don't really move as much. So it kind of takes away some of that fluidity that they use. But Due is so comfortable central, right, left, that it can really just be a truly fluid front three. And even the middle three is fluid, because Vitinha don't live in the center. He might end up left, he might end up right. Ruiz sometimes is the most further forward midfielder. Other times he's the deepest one. So it's just the fluidity PSG bring is something that I really respect. And no matter what phase of play they're in, the players understand where the coach wants them. And that takes a lot of coaching and good drills, and you have to make the players understand the trigger points of when to change systems, when to go into this certain area of the pitch, based on what the opponent is doing, based on what we're doing. And they seem to have a really good grasp of that because the man them does second nature move around the pitch like nothing, you know. And I don't think the coach is giving them so much instruction to change in real time. So it must be something that they've drilled into the players. You know, when you see certain pictures on the pitch, this is what I want. And they're really good at that, bro. Uphill now for Villa, yeah, have to be said. It's gonna be tough. All to play for at Villa Park, yeah man, all to play for. So it's Arsenal have chance. Look, if we face PSG in the next round, if we can get by Madrid with that lead that we have, yeah, I mean we can get by them. That's for sure. I mean it's not like they're unbeatable, but we're gonna have to apply ourselves really well, and I think Arteta going to have to figure out a way to cope with all the fluid movements that they do have. You know, we kind of have something similar in a way, but I don't think our forward line is quite as fluid as theirs. You know, you don't really see Martinelli and Saka really switching wings very often. It don't happen that much. So in that sense, it's not quite the same. But I think we have similar aspects about us. You know, I think the ability to gang up on the person in possession, you know, force that player to have at least two people to beat if they're going to try to take on anyone. So yeah, I think PSG is a damn good team, man, and they're going to be a tough out for anybody in the competition right now. But hey, it's the Champions League Quarterfinals going into the semi, so that is to be expected of all the teams left, and I think that is actually the case this year. And to be honest, most of the teams that I picked to get by in the first legs, it has panned out that way. I thought Inter would go there and be able to get the job done or draw the match at the worst. I did say Arsenal would win. I didn't say 3-0. I think I might have predicted 2-1 or something like that. I said 3-1 PSG, and I also said Barca would get over the line 4-2. So, yeah, that is it. Here say Gabriel Jesus work hard to come back. People not like Jesus, you know, them love fight Jesus, you know. But you see, when Arsenal play them best football in terms of attractiveness, Gabriel Jesus playing striker, bro. Telling you. Look on Arteta best game them like playing wise as a team. Enough time of Gabriel Jesus to play striker. Dembele is a killer. That is a fact. Being a killer, but I think him work on him aim now. So people really dead now. Anyway, people, that is it, you know. Another live stream in the books, live watch along. Aston Villa went down today 3-1 to PSG, looking good so far. Total domination of possession and territory, to be honest. Way more shots on target. Let me see, the final third entries way more as well for PSG. So, this is a more dominant display than even Arsenal yesterday winning 3-0 based on the stats. The statistical dominance is greater in this matchup for sure. So yeah, PSG, hats off to them. They did really well. The other winners today, 4-0 winners, Barcelona, booking basically, a foot and a half into the semi-final right now. You can't say it's finished because you have to play the game, but yeah, very, very slim chances of Dortmund turning it over in front of the yellow wall next week. So as of right now, advantage is going into the second leg. Arsenal, of course, 3-0, but heading to Spain for the second leg. Inter take a 2-1 advantage back home with them, so that's a good spot to be in, but Bayern very dangerous, of course. Then we have PSG traveling to England with a 3-1 lead in hand, gonna face Villa at Villa Park, who have been very, very difficult to beat there this season. Then we have Dortmund, as I said, going back to Germany to face Barcelona, but of course with a 4-0 deficit going into the game, so it will be tough for them. All right, people. So, yeah, man, tonight I think I wish I could, but I won't be here. I would do a double live stream today. I want to see the second leg of the CONCACAF Champions Cup match between Inter Miami and LAFC. That should be tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's tonight at 8 o'clock. So yeah, I won't be here. I'll be at training with Julie, so can't do that much there. But yeah, look out for some more content tomorrow, people. Probably, I don't think I'll do any Europa or Conference League hate alongs tomorrow. But you can look out for some Jamaica-centric content tomorrow, a Reasoning Time episode. Talk about the recently concluded Reggae Girls window, and also talk about all things Jamaica football, some JPL news with the whole broadcasting situation with no televised games. We're going to talk about that, and also talk about the Reggae Boys as well. Still a lot of question marks surrounding the Unity Cup and what kind of squad we will be able to feature. So we're going to talk about those things in tomorrow's episode. But today I just wanted to forward with some live content, UCL related. Hadn't been a live match that wasn't the Jamaica Reggae Boys or Reggae Girls in a while. So I just wanted to go ahead and do one of these just to see basically some scouting for Arsenal's potential future opponent. All right. So yeah, we got the job done today. Really enjoyed bringing you the content. Very good game, very good goals that we got to witness today. Big shout out to Desiree Due for his, also to Faradana for his off the left. Very brilliant. Do I think Arsenal should sign Xavi Simons? No, I don't think I would sign Xavi Simons. I am a Dutch fan, as you know. The only thing with Xavi, man, I don't know if the consistency, bro. He's a confident player, you know, man, and he's good, you know. But for me, we need to be signing like literally the best players in the world right now, Skull. Like I don't want a player that's like almost the best. Like, you know, we need players better than Saka. We need players better than, you know, is he better than Martinelli? Probably. But on Martinelli on his best day, is Simmons that much better than him? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? So we need like the best, bro. I not care. We need to spend money, man. When is it that I can say, yo, Arsenal have the most money spent, the highest wages? That's never happened in my life. And we have the highest ticket prices, and we're up there, I think, in the top 2 in England in merch. Maybe 3. I know Man U is always at the top, which could change because they're starting to be garbage. So, you know, eventually the generations will give up on them. Yeah, man, Friday EPL preview show. But as I said, tomorrow we'll be doing a Jamaican show. Reasoning Time is the name of the title of the show, and we'll pick some topics to discuss in that window. Live, interactive. Drop your comments, drop your thoughts. We can have the call-in section as well if you want to drop your thoughts that way. So that's coming out for tomorrow, people. So until then, big up on yourself. Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up. And thanks again for the support, as I said before. If you haven't already, please do smash that like button. It's very, very helpful so that people know that, yeah, I actually like the content, you know what I'm saying? So big up and thanks again for tuning in, all those who did. Everybody that stayed in tune with the conversation throughout, we really do appreciate it. And until next time, people, I am Jason Gooner. This is Jason Gooner TV, and we're out.